Welcome to Sari, Conversations with Mimi, a weekly podcast by Dinosocial, also a member of the Guerrilla Podcast Syndicate. Sari is where we can show that ordinary people do extraordinary things. Tune in to be entertained and to learn something new with your host, Mimi Lorilla.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sari Conversations with Mimi. I'm your host, Mimi Lauria. Welcome to the show. This is a podcast featuring hot topics and other topics of interest for men and women alike. We feature guests who share their passion, their commitment, their profession, or their talents. And here at Sari, we share stories to inspire you, stories from ordinary people who make extraordinary things. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, for season 2, originally the concept is about moving online, okay, or people interviewing people or personalities or organizations that have pivoted online due to the pandemic. But it's not to say that I can't go back to the original intention of Sari, which is really to feature good works from people and organizations to inspire others. And today is no exception. I am already inspired by just the topic alone. I don't know the full story yet, but I'm really glad that our guest is available today to talk to us about a recent initiative or a recent project that their organization had started doing, and I think it's ongoing. So I don't know what to begin. Maybe I'll start by introducing his name. His name is Mark Fellizar. And Mark is an assistant professor at the University of the Philippines, Los Banos, and he is also a member of the what do you call your group? Epsilon? Is this Chi or
Chi?
Epsilon Chi Fraternity. And you are also a part of the board of directors. Am I right, Mark?
Yes.
And you're also a member of the core group of the Special Projects Committee. And this
That's right.
one of the things that your Special Projects Committee is doing. And before we talk about that, can you say hi and hello to everybody who's watching and listening to us in the show?
Yes. Thank you, Ate Mimi, for inviting me. Yes, I'm Mark Fellizar. And I think some of the details were already given by Ate Mimi. So, you can either call me Mark or Borge if ever you see me around.
Yeah. So, Mark, as a assistant professor, ano ba ang field of expertise mo? Ano ba ang area na tinuturo mo?
I'm actually under the Department of Social Development Services under the College of Human Ecology. My major, usually I teach subjects, mostly introductory courses on social development, social policy, as well as some field studies as well. Like we do community profile studies. We immerse. We bring students to the field to see.
Yeah. And how long have you been teaching at the Escolar ng Bayan institution?
Yes, for UP, I've been here for 7 years. I've been teaching for 7 years.
Straight from graduation?
Yeah, but prior to that,
teaching? Yeah?
No. Prior to graduation, I even went to the seminary, then finished my theology degree. Then after that, I went to Indonesia, then went around the Southeast Asia for a while. Then I came back for my master's at UPLB. Then I taught for a while at Letran as well. Then went overseas for another year in Indonesia. Then came back to teach back here in the UP Los Banos.
I feel close to you because already just meeting you instantly, because I have a soft spot for seminaristas. I have a soft spot for seminars because, DevCom people are often hosting SBD, missionaries. So that's one connection. And then when I was in New Zealand, we also hosted one of the first Filipino seminaristas who became an ordained priest in New Zealand. So we have close ties with the the Catholic community in New Zealand. So and my husband also taught in Batangas, where they have good formation for students, and they're very much connected to church work, and marami ding mga sisters, mga seminaristas na pumupunta sa kanila who help provide that education, mga Christian formation sa mga students nila. So, your life is like a roller coaster, I assume, Mark, because of those experiences. And now you are continuing that passion of yours in terms of helping people and in terms of driving your organization or fraternities efforts into more community building sort of stuff. And this
That's
is
right.
why, introducing, ako natutuwa talaga ako sa topic nyo, sa project nyo, is about the Bulilit Community Pantry. So, Bulilit Community Pantry, it already gives me a certain idea of what it is. But I want you to tell us what exactly is the Bulilit Community Pantry and what's the history behind that first. How did it came about?
Well, it wasn't really an original idea. This Bulilit Pantry was again brought about by the need to provide for people, specifically children, during the quarantine, during this lockdown here in the Philippines. But yes, it started out with this bigger one. You probably heard of the community pantry, the bigger umbrella of this. Though yeah, we're autonomous from each other, but then the spirit is the same. It's giving back to the community and more or less if you want to take something, if you need something like food or whatever, it's there. Then the spirit behind it is that you will also reciprocate it with giving whatever you have in return. So maybe a can of beans, bar of soap. So it started with that concept. It was started by Patrician Nam in Maginhawa in Quezon City. Now, with this Bulilit Pantry, we just realized there was this group in Manila who more or less realized that the needs of the children were also neglected. And more or less, we picked up from that idea that yes, definitely most of the time, kasi in the community pantries, it's a generic, most of the stuff there are for general purpose for everybody, and most of the time, yes, it's just for adults, you, and it doesn't really have anything for children, which are, we believe that talagang hard hit during this time because they can't go out, they can't go to the malls, they can't even play in the park. So what are they supposed to do in the house? So yeah, the motivation was to more or less give them something that they can do at home, something that more or less to look forward to at least once a week. Yeah, that's the frequency of how we have our Bulilit Pantry. We have it every Saturday. Now, yeah, aside from catering to the psychosocial needs of these children, basically just boils down to we just want to bring happiness to them because like my children, I have 3 kids right now. They're really bored to death with this particular system that we have right now. They can go out, even right now, just being able to ride in my car and just go around the street is a luxury for us right now. So it's a big thing for them to have like seeing a new toy or even having a new coloring book would be a big thing. Now, of course, it varies also from situation to situation. Not all kids have computers. Not all kids have gadgets. So more or less, we want to just bring happiness to them, so that they can do something at home. Basically, yeah, just cutting it short. Yeah, that's it. Bringing happiness to children during this time.
Yeah, I really feel for the kids that needed something also, no. But just to break it down a little bit. So the original concept of the community pantry is that if you have a station, for example, or if you have a community hall, or if you have a house that volunteered their place to host the community pantry, you set up your vegetables or whatever non-perishable items, for example, your delata, your noodles, whatever. And then you have operational hours, and then people come to you. They know that they can get whatever they want. They can leave whatever they want.
That's right.
And then you also have rules around social distancing. You have rules around how many people can be inside that space, for example, at a given time, like
Yes.
allowed only 20 people every hour, whatever it is. So that concept has been widely spread out now. And in your specific community pantry, so kids can donate to benefit kids. Is that the spirit behind that? Which means only kids are allowed in your
Well,
community
as
pantry
of
or with the
now,
parents?
well, you know what, Ate Mimi, how I wish it were the kids. It were the kids who can give the toys and donate it or get their own. But unfortunately, they're not allowed to go out. So it's the parents who chooses for them. So it's the parents who bring stuff for the kids in their behalf, and then it's also the parents who will just have to choose on what their
Okay.
kids might eat
Yeah.
at home. That's
Yeah,
just it.
yeah, yeah. But still, if the dream
Yeah,
was to be realized, it would be nice to have kids
that's right. Yes,
serving and
exactly.
meeting other kids. You know,
Yeah.
that's my vision
I
for you.
actually, yeah, I don't know. I might get into trouble, but then there's this actually this area who more or less allowed their kids to come out and choose their toys and in return give whatever they have.
Mm,
There was it's somewhere uh, very remote. That's why they're not afraid of COVID because it hasn't
mm,
reached them yet. And knock on wood,
yeah,
I pray it will never.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I was able to witness what you were saying. It's really wonderful to behold that kids are also learning how to give back and not just get. And, you know,
Mm. It's like here abroad they have the Christmas wish list. So every
hmm
mall they have a Christmas tree, and then they just put their donations there. And then there are certain times of the week where the recipients are able to pick out a gift, or the gifts for this week, for example, are already allocated to a specific, children's home or orphanage or things like that. So I think this Bulilit Community Pantry is a more localized, sort of similar concept to, to that. So I didn't get it, but did you mention already where you are hosting your Bulilit Community Pantry? Is it somewhere in Los Baños or in the
yes,
outskirts?
it's actually it's in all barangays of Las Bañas. That's the target. So we've already finished like 5 barangays. We've been to 5 barangays already.
Yep.
Las Bañas has 13, 14 barangays. So yeah, we still have a lot to go, but then
Yeah.
we just to bring this everywhere in all those barangays, so that the kids in each area can experience this as well. And I hope
That's
other
nice.
groups will also follow suit. But it's just not us doing this; others will
Yeah,
also
you want the ripple effect.
do it.
So, which
Yes,
leads
that's
me to my next
exactly.
question. Who are your main collaborators at the moment? Who are you helping you make sure this is organized, helping you sustain your donations, your supply, things like that? Can you give me
Well,
a
actually,
sense of who they are?
yes. Of course, I'd like to thank Professor Jenny Amparo. She's such a big help to me. She was actually the one who prodded me to get on with it and not just keep on looking at the paper and gagawin ko ba to or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the one who actually encouraged me, and until now she's been there supporting the pantry. Of course, Minute Burger through Andrew Gabatan is such a big help. He would provide burgers as well as his establishment actually receives in-kind donations right now for the community pantry. He's such a big help, wonderful fellow. Also, yeah, of course, the UP Epsilon Chi Fraternity, they actually encouraged me to just keep on going, and in return, they promised that they're going to pledge a soup kitchen everywhere I
Ah,
go. So
that's
not only
nice.
I bring with me a soup kitchen. So I just don't bring toys. I also bring food with me, so that yeah, it's not just feeding the sabihin na natin, the internal needs, the emotional needs of the kids, but also their bellies as well.
Yeah.
So
Yep, that's
yeah,
great. Okay.
uh, of course there's also other brands who were able to contribute. Brian Arevalo of Raven Cross, uh, yes, been donating clothes a lot. Of course, Jenny Santos, another brother Radian, who has donated his. He has committed to donating a lot of what do you call this? Yeah, diapers. Yeah, I was going to say diaper, but yes, diapers. And of course, another organization that I would like to thank would be of my college, the College of Human Ecology, and the department, and all the constituents of that particular college, because they have really chipped in and gave their 2 cents in how to operate this thing. So for that, I am very grateful.
Mm. Yes. Alam mo, as you were telling me the names of those people and the organizations, I can't help but recall in my mind what happened to Angel Locsin's community pantry for her
Yeah,
birthday. So I'm
that's
pretty
right.
sure you're familiar with that. It was just like a selfless birthday sharing that she had in mind, and then she what do you call that, shared it through her social media, and she didn't expect that she was dinagsa, no? There were droves and droves of people, more than what she anticipated on the day. So in
That's
your
right.
case, since nagsisimula pa lang kayo, linking that with Angel Lux's experience, what do you consider as your current challenges in setting up your community pantry? Nagkaroon na ba kayo ng incidences like nangyari kay Angel Luxin? Meron ba
Uh,
kayong peace and order challenges? Can you give me a little bit of a flavor? Kasi nga, you're not really doing a general type of community pantry, but you're just
mhm,
focusing on the needs of the kids. So I'm
right.
thinking our parents would be desperate to get some stuff for their kids.
Okay. Before I answer pala that question, Ate Mimi, I forgot another partner who's very crucial. And si Mr. Augustus Franco Hamias, his company is called Pusong Bata, who donates actually around 100 pieces of stuffed toys every time we go down. So thank you, Franco. Now for that question, we never really had any problems for as of now. And I'm grateful for that. Thank God na wala pa. But then uh, I can see problems po. That's why more or less, like for example, crowd control would be an issue, number one. And then some concerns were already addressed before we went down. Like for example, if we bring like food, for example, I prefer that the food would be cooked just before we serve it.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be going to the community and then all of a sudden kids will get sick because of what we brought. So I have to ensure the quality and where it came from. It's basically accountability for everything that we do for the health. And even the stuffed toys nga po na I mentioned, lahat po yan, we clean it up, we Lysol it, we wash it before we give it to the kids, so as not to add to the problem. We want to be part of the solution. And
Yes, that's right. What about being
okay.
COVID safe? How do you ensure that the people that are coming to your Bulilit community pantry are practicing the minimum health protocols and
Basically po, what we do kasi at Inini is that we partner with these existing community pantries. So most of them are locals in the area. So what we do is that we set up all these things that we have, the gifts that we brought. We set it up for them, and then more or less, it's not us who actually give it to the people, but actually the volunteers from the local area. So minimal contact with us. We're just there to observe from afar. If they do need help from time to time, yes. But then, yeah, we wear full battle gear, mask and everything. Yes, double pa nga minsan yung aking face mask.
I cannot imagine how uncomfortable that would be. Sa
It
sobrang
is, it
init sa
is
Pilipinas ngayon, di ba?
very terrible, terrible right now. It's like you're in an oven being cooked like a
Yeah,
lechon.
I understand. That's why I really like your comment about the food situation, because when you obviously cook food and you
Opo.
serve it at nainitan siya ng excessively, so nandun na yung mas mabilis na spoilage ng
Ah,
food ninyo. So So hopefully that's another thing that you can address with your partners or collaborators, how to, preserve the shelf life, or make sure that it's not spoiled even before you serve the food. So that's really, really interesting. So what about your relationship with the local government, yung mga barangay captain, yung mga barangay kagawad? Do you actively communicate and work with them aside from the volunteers?
Well, I guess, for the most part, we just do a courtesy call with them. We inform them of our activity, of our presence whenever we come. There are some uh, barangays who actually, barangay captains, and there's constituents who actually come and help out and observe. But there are some, yeah, more or less take a laissez-faire, more trusting stance in a sense that, yeah, okay, no problem, just go and do your thing, something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely we keep in close contact with them, inform them beforehand.
Yep. And then how are you ensuring that you are not embroiled in a political situation? For example, merong aligid dyan who wanted to make papapel so that they would look good because you have already done your bit of the work and it's extra promotion for them. How do you make your project as neutral as possible so it's not tainted with any political color?
Actually, we choose the people who donate, and then if ever there's a personality who is a politician, we actually have this rule that most people who act, the donors, have this anonymous persona. So we don't divulge names. So it's part. They're part of the team. We just say that they're part of the team who gave this and that. So at
Mm.
least they belong to this team rather than an individual. I myself am very careful not to place my name in the front. So I don't want people to misunderstand. But to tell you honestly, I have heard a lot of people sometimes coming up to me that, sir, are you running for elections next year?
Yeah.
No.
Nagpapapapel
I
ka
have
na
no
as early as
intention. Kaya
now.
parang ganun. Yeah. And it's funny, even my family, when I told my parents about what I was going to do, they were telling me that, Mark, may ambisyon ka ba na? No, no,
Uh,
nothing.
That's right. So it
Like,
doesn't mean that
I'm,
if
yeah,
you're doing something good is meron ka ng a hidden agenda. Doing
yeah,
something good is always a clean thing. It doesn't have to be because of another purpose, but because you wanted to be a part of the solution, like you said, rather than become a part of the problem. And if you can do something good for others, it doesn't have to be with another ulterior motive. You can just be as pure as what your intentions are. And I'm glad that your whole organization is behind it. So, for the purposes of just wondering, when do you think your fraternity is gonna pull this off? Is it just gonna be for the first 6 months? Is it gonna be for a year? How long will your project last?
Well, right from the start, Ate Mimi, we know that this is not a sustainable thing. And hopefully it will not last long because that means the pandemic will last long. It's still there. We haven't really figured it out on how to go
Mm,
about and live our lives better with this problem. And we haven't addressed what needs to be addressed in alleviating these problems.
mm.
Now, we know that, no, I'm hoping that this will evolve into something else, something sustainable, something that will be
Mm.
picked up by most people. That is what I desire to happen. That's what
Yeah.
we desire.
Yeah, like I say, you have to strike a good balance because you can't be giving and giving and giving because you said
Right.
it's not sustainable. It has to kind of develop into something that would become semi-sustainable, or it would have an effect where they would rely less on this, and hopefully they will become they will think towards for independence rather than dole out kind of mentality.
Mm.
And obviously we don't know what's going on with COVID then, like when is this ever gonna stop? When is this ever gonna end? It's really very, what do you call that, precarious at the moment. It's just up in the air. One day you have less case number of cases, the next day you have triple the number of cases. So I'm sure that would impact on the way you would deliver your community pantry then. So if you're
Right.
back to MECQ, GCQ, which I don't really understand, I don't know how you will adjust to that. I don't know
Even
how
us, actually, we still don't understand.
we don't have that. We don't have that here. So
Mm.
we don't really, hindi ako makarelate what you mean by GCQ, MECQ. But do you think that the community pantry, your particular one, would be immune to the changes in the restrictions, COVID restrictions?
Well, I don't know, but I guess because most of these restrictions aren't too clear, so yeah, it's so hard to. But then we'll try to adjust until we can. Yeah, until the need is there. But then, yeah, that's what I can assure you. But then, yun nga po, I'm really not looking forward to more days like this in the future. So I hope that, yeah, we can do something about it together. Because the intention really here at ME is that, uh, we're starting a precedent. Like, it's not like bandwagoning or something na everybody's doing it, so let's do the pantry. No, it's like making a statement that hey, yeah, we can do with whatever little we have, we can actually make a difference, and each one can make a difference on their own. Actually, the reason why I joined this particular effort is that I saw that there was this awakening in a sense among Filipinos, most especially the working class Filipinos, wherein most of the time the attitude would be, I already have my piece of the pie. Why should I bother? Parang ganyan. But then right now, people were just so exasperated with what's happening. Okay, if nobody's going to help us, we'll help each other. Yeah,
Yes,
and that's the reason why I was motivated to do the same
that's right.
thing.
And I love that. I love that, Marky, because you're operating on a strengths-based community development model. What you can contribute based on your strengths. So
That's right.
I love that idea so much, and I think that's going to be the secret why you will stand out from the rest, and hopefully more people will get on board with your project, and that it will
So,
become a little bit sustainable, meaning it will run for as long as it can run, and it's not like being a school
mm,
gone here today, gone tomorrow kind of
opo.
scenario. And I'm pretty sure you have other projects. So Andrew has told me that that might be an interview topic for another day, because this is just one topic
That's
which
right.
I said I'd like to focus on because I love this topic so much. I want to promote it. I want to get on board with it. And this is my way of saying I support it, by making it known to others. May it be an inspiration to them so that they can also set up their own thing. And if they have questions on how to set it up, maybe they can run to your group for more
Sure.
advice,
We have
and they can
we'd be happy
consult
to
with
help.
you, and you can help and increase your web of networks doing it that way. And we're almost out of time. So I just wanted to wrap things up by saying I do salute you for your effort, and I do really appreciate it. And then I already feel inspired by everything that you've shared. Do you have any other last words or anything you want to add to what we've already taken up today?
I guess I've already said my piece, but yes, if you are compelled to do the same thing, yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you set up your own PCT, and yeah, we'll teach you the nitty gritty of how to operate it and everything else, what to look out for, everything. Yeah, we'd be happy. We would love to share what we have learned. And, yeah, for you also to avoid whatever problems you might encounter later on.
Yeah, that's right. So it's good to learn from people who have been there already. And of course,
Right.
because this is Bulilit Community Pantry, we would like to encourage parents to discuss this concept with their kids so that
Yes.
the kids are more socially conscious, socially aware. They would feel a sense of empathy na whatever they have, they can share. And whatever other people don't have, they would understand why that is the situation. So the parents should not always keep their kids in a little bubble, no, that they're
That's
far, they're so far away from reality. So maganda yung bata pa, nai-instill na natin yung mga sense of awareness na nangyayari sa kapaligiran and how they can also contribute in their own little way. So with
yes, kinship,
yeah, so give and babalik yan in whatever way. Maybe not so visible right now, but definitely later on. Like I said, the ripple effect, it always has a lot of positive benefits. So, Marky, thank you for coming to the show. And I do appreciate that you've shared with us a wonderful story today. Thank you. So, just to formally close the show, to my viewers and to my listeners, if you have any other stories or topics that you wish to feature in SAMU'T Conversations with Mimi, please refer to my email details below. Sari is a member of the Gorilla Podcast Syndicate, which is a group of podcasters here in Australia and in the Philippines. Please head on to the website of the Gorilla Podcast Syndicate to get to know more of the other shows. And for Sari, you can reach out to me through Facebook or through my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that I can be more, of service to more people. Thank you, Margie, for your time. Thank you for guesting here today. And good luck, all the best to your community pantry efforts.
If you find value in this episode, make sure you like and subscribe to be notified of new releases. If you have any questions or suggestions, please reach out to Gorilla Podcast or send us an email at mimi@dinosocial.com. Spread the word and don't forget to tune in next time.